This thing, how we can never avoid taxes, shukra and fairness. Brahma's son Marichi had a son called Kashyap who had two wives, Aditi and Diti. The sons of Aditi were called Devas and they lived in the sky. The sons of Diti were called Asuras and they lived under the earth. The Devas were hungry. Brahma told them to churn in the ocean of milk. Meru, the king of mountains, served as the churning rod. It was kept on the back of Akupara, the king of turtles, to keep it afloat. Vasuki, the king of serpents, coiled, coiled around Meru to serve as the churning rope. The Devas held the tail end of the serpent and served as the force of the churn. They asked their half brothers, the Asuras, who lived under the earth, to hold the other end of the serpent. The Asuras agreed because they were hungry too. The ocean was churned for hundreds and hundreds of years. The coiling and uncowling made Vasuki vomit poison. The Devas asked Shiva to drink it, as only Shiva had the power to digest poison. Slowly, the treasures of the ocean of milk emerged like butter. Trees, cows, gems, and pots that fulfilled every desire and ushered in prosperity came forth. Music, song, dance, earth, and wine that brought pleasure were born. Elephants, horses, weapons, and medicines that gave power appeared. Then came Amrit, the nectar of immortality. The Devas drank it first. This made them immortal. They killed the Asuras and took everything with them and created Swarga. Shukra, advisor and the coach of the Asuras, was upset with the unfairness displayed by the Devas. He knew the secret of reviving the dead, Sanjeevani Vidya. So he brought the dead Asuras back to life. He taught them how to get boons from Brahma and use them to grab from Swarg their rightful share. Asuras, however, were not content with taking their share. They would take everything just as the Devas had. The Devas fought back led by Indra. When they won, they too claimed everything. And they pushed Asuras back to Patal, their realm below the earth. Neither believed in sharing, neither understood the purpose of the yagna. In Ramayana, Bharat, Vali and Sugriv fight over the monkey kingdom called Kishkinda. And in Mahabharat, Pandavas and Kauravas fight over Kurukshetra. In all these cases, either one or both parties do not care about the other person's hunger. They mimic the eternal, unending battles of the Devas and the Asuras, the entitled and the deprived. Sometimes Asuras won, sometimes they lost. But neither victory nor defeat was permanent. With Shukra's help, the Asuras came back again and again and laid siege to Swarga. Thus, the Devas, who had all the prosperity, pleasure, and power in the world, never had peace. Note, the Devas are not God and Asuras are not demons. In the Puranas, Asuras are not seen as evil or morally wrong. Asuras are the half brothers of Devas. Both descend from Brahma. Both are fighting over Lakshmi, which have both churned from the ocean of milk. The Devas feel it was their initiative and enterprise too, so they are entitled to her. Asuras feel they deserve a fair share because they collaborated and because they are half brothers and with as much right on the ocean of milk, earth, and its treasures Lakshmi as the Devas. Capitalists will side with the Devas. It was their enterprise, their idea. So they decide what is fair pay. Communists with the Asuras. It was their labor that made the enterprise successful, so they deserve more pay. Rishis will simply see a failure of the yagna, the refusal of the Devas to empathize with hunger of the Asuras. They argue about what is right and so are engaged in the tug of war as lawyers in a court of law. They are not focused on acknowledging the interdependence of both their hungers, which is what churning is all about. Note, Devas and Devta is not the same thing. The Devas, like the Asura, are the children of Brahma. Both can perform yagna and invoke the Devta. They both do. During the yagna of churning of the ocean of milk, the Devas are the Yajman and Asuras are the Devta. Right. As the Yajman and Devas have had nothing to give except promises, they convinced the Asuras to give them the service they required. But when the fruits of the labor emerged, the Devas did not give a fair share to Asuras. So the Devas are in Ren. They owe the Asuras. The Asuras attack to claim their share of the yagna. They see this as justice. The Devas reject the Asuras' claim. The result is war, relentless war, between the Asuras who are fighting for what they feel is rightfully theirs and the Devas who feel they owe no one anything. The Devas did not complete the transaction. The yagna is incomplete. They remain in debt, hence their prosperity but no peace. Note the Asuras and Rakshasas are not the same thing, although most people today use the terms interchangeably as both are fear. The Rakshasas fight Rishis and Asuras fight Devtas. The Rakshasas fight Rishis because they know only how to grab food and have not learned to exchange goods and services. The Rakshasas prefer the forest to the market. Asuras fight the Devas because they have been cheated during exchange, so they have stopped trusting the Yagna. They feel tricked and are exploited by the market. Taxes. So this is linked with the taxes. Tax and expenses go to taxes on income, tax and the ocean of milk symbolizes the earth as well as the market. Industries churn wealth, animal wealth, mineral wealth. Buyers and sellers churn goods and services in the markets. There are devas whose initiative establishes the churn, and asuras without whom the churn cannot function. Neither the earth nor the market belongs to the devas or the asuras. So the devas cannot corner all the Lakshmi. She must be shared with everyone. Otherwise, there will be hunger, and hunger leads to war. In Dharma, a king taxes the rich to create opportunities for the poor as well as services for all. In Adharma, king taxes the rich for his own pleasure or taxes the poor to favor the rich or does not use it for public good. Taxes are people's money to be spent on people. King and government are mere custodians to make this happen. They are service providers, not masters or owners. The tax is not theirs to keep. We're talking of public expenses, public road product. Taxes are the debt that the devas owe asuras. We cannot escape taxes. Every time there is income and return, like the asuras attacking the swarga again and again, no one likes taxes. We pay them grudgingly. We feel asuras do not deserve a fair share of our wealth, or at least the share they claim. But if taxes are not paid, what will our brothers eat? What if the churn for Lakshmi themselves, then they stop being asuras, they become devas too, and they will be taxed too. Shukra's lesson. We cannot avoid taxes as long as we share the earth with other people. As long as we cannot give food away voluntarily to those who cannot help them feed and us and themselves. तो ये जो था सस्पेता एक ये हो गया. नेक्स्ट पढ़ना है एक और